Hello, friends, both old and new. I'm John St. Baptiste, and this is Reading Poetry. Yes, you heard that correctly. Earlier today, my good friend Lauren Cullen at Lauren's Corner made a Music Makes People Come Together video, and as a collaboration, I am reading some poetry. So, she did my jam, I'm doing her jam, and I hope you enjoy it. This is our Halloween presentation, and I'm going to read you some work from the amazing Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Because we all need some Poe on Halloween, right? Now, arguably, I should have some Amontillado. Unfortunately, there's no sherry in the house currently. Or at least I should have some absinthe, but I also have no Pernod. And I certainly have no laudanum. But I do have a nice leathery Malbec. So leathery, it makes me think of vellum made from human skin. Not that I know what that would taste like, but let's go ahead and get in the mood. So I've put on my crown of autumn leaves and flowers. And we're going to go ahead and read some work by the amazing Baltimore Madman, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Start out with a piece that is perfect for tonight because it's the end of this month, and this is Ululeme, a ballad. The skies were ashen and sober. The leaves, they were crisp and sere. The leaves, they were withering and sere. It was night in the lonesome October. In my most immemorable year. It was hard by the dim lake of Auber. In the misty mid-region of Weir. It was down by the dank town of Arbor. In the ghoul-haunted woodland of Weir. Here once, through an alley titanic, of cypress I roamed with my soul. Of cypress with Psyche my soul. There were the days that my heart was volcanic. And the scoric rivers that roll, and the lavas that restlessly roll, and the sulphurous currents Dianic, and the ultimate climbs of the pole that groan as they roll down my Yanic, in the realms of the boreal pole. Our talk had been serious and sober, but our thoughts they were palsied and sere. Our memories were treacherous and sere, and we knew not the month of October. We marked not the night of the year. Ah, night of all nights of the year. We noted not the dim lake of Auber, though once we had journeyed down here. We remembered not the dank tarn of Auber, nor the ghoul-haunted woodland of Weir. And now as the night was sentient, and the star-dials pointed to morn, and the star-dials hinted to morn, and the end of our path was liquescent, and the nebulous luster was born, out of which a miraculous crescent arose with a duplicate horn, Astarte's bemoaned crescent, distinct with its duplicate horn. And I said she is warmer than Dan. She rolls through an ether of sighs. She revels in a region of sighs. She's seen the tears are not dry on these cheeks that where the warm never dies. And has come past the stars of the lion to the point of the path in the skies, to the Lethean peace in the skies. Come up in spite of the lion to shine on us with your bright eyes. Come up through the lair of the lion with love in her luminous eyes. But Psyche, uplifting his finger, said, sadly this star I mistrust. Her pallor I strangely mistrust. Ah, hasten! Ah, let us not linger. Ah, fly, let us fly, for we must. In terror she spoke, letting sink her. Wings they trailed in the dust. The agony sobbed, letting sink her. Plumes till they trailed in the dust, till they sorrowfully trailed in the dust. I replied, this is nothing but dreaming. Let us on by this tremulous light. Let us bathe in this crystalline light. Its syllabic splendor is beaming. With hope and in beauty tonight, see it flickers the sky through the night, and we safely may trust to its gleaming. Be sure it will lead us aright. We safely may trust to its gleaming, that cannot get us aright, since it flickers in heaven through night. Thus I pacified Psyche and kissed her, and tempted her out of her gloom, and conquered the scruples and gloom, and we passed to the end of the vista. But we were stopped by the door of the tomb, and the door of the legend of tomb. And I said, what is written, sweet sister, on the door of this legended tomb? She replied, Ululeme, Ululeme, 'tis the vault of thy lost Ululeme. Then my heart it grew ashen and sober, and the leaves they were crisped and sere. The leaves they were withering and sere. And I cried, it is surely October, on this very night of last year, that I journeyed down here. On this night of all nights of the year. Ah, what demon hath tempted me here? Well, I know now this dim lake of Auber, the misty mid-region of Weir. Well, I know now the dank tarn of Auber, in the ghoul-haunted woodland of Weir. Said we then, the two then, ah, can it have been the woodlandish ghouls, the painful and merciful ghouls, to bar up the way and to ban it? For the secret that lies in these wolds, the thing that lies hidden in these wolds, have drawn the spectre of a planet, have from limbo of lunary souls, this sinfully scintillant planet, from the hell of the planetary souls. So that's Ululeme. Let's go ahead, we'll do two more. Lauren, thank you for letting me do this, and thank you for doing what you've done for my channel. Maybe three more, because two of them are pretty short. But I hope you're enjoying the Poe, and I hope you're enjoying your Halloween, your All Hallows Eve. Blessed Samhain for those of you who adhere to that religion. Blessed Give Candy to Kids for those of you who adhere to no religion. But please enjoy this. One of my favorite pieces by this man. This is Lenore. Let me get a sip of this leathery, human flesh tasting Malbec here, because my throat's a bit dry. Ah, broken is the golden bowl, the spirit flown forever. Let the bell toll, a saintly soul that floats on the Stygian river. And Guy de Vries, hast thou no tear? Weep now or never more. See, on yon drear and rigid bier, low lies thy love, Lenore. Come, let the burial rite be read, the funeral song be sung, an anthem for the queenliest dead and ever died so young. A dirge for her that doubly dead and she that died so young. Wretches! Ye loved her for her wealth and hated her for her pride. And when she fell in feeble health, ye blessed her that she died. How shall the ritual then be read? The requiem how be sung? By you, by yours, by evil eye, by yours and slanderous tongue, that did to death the innocents, that died and died so young. Pecheviamis, you rave not thus, but let a Sabbath song go up to God so solemnly that dead may feel no wrong. The sweet Lenore hath gone before, and hope that flew beside leaving thee thy wild for the dear child that should have been thy bride. For her the fair and debonair that now so lowly lies, the life upon her yellow hair, and not within her eyes. The life still there upon her hair, and death upon her eyes. Avaunt! Avaunt! To friends from fiends the indignant ghost is riven, from hell into a high estate within the utmost heaven. From moan to groan to a golden throne beside the King of Heaven. Let no bell toll then, lest her soul, amid its hallowed mirth, should catch the note as it doth float up from the damned earth. And I tonight, my heart is light, nor dirge will I appraise, but waft the angel on her flight, and a pain of old days. So, as I said, one of my favorite pieces. Now I've got to push this on. We'll go to the bells. This is another masterpiece by Poe because it is written in a manner that it expresses the different types of bells, and when it's read, especially aloud, I had a literature teacher in, I believe, my junior year of high school who read this properly, and I'm going to try and do my best. And Mrs. Smith, I apologize if I don't do your honor, but I'm going to do my best because this is, the way it's written, the way the words are put together are absolutely awesome, and hope you enjoy it. So, the bells. 1. Hear the sledges with the bells, silver bells. What a merriment melody foretells. How they tinkle, tinkle, tinkle in the icy air of night, while the stars that oversprinkle in the heavens seem to twinkle in the crystalline delight. Keeping time, time, time in a sort of runic rhyme. And the tintimbulation as the musically swells. From the bells, 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 bells. From the jingling and the tinkling of the bells. Hear the mellow wedding bells, golden bells. What a world of happiness that melody foretells. Through the balmy air of night and the ring with delight, from the molten golden notes and all in tune with the liquid ditty floats, and the turtle dove that listens while she gloats on the moon. Oh, from the sounding cells, what a gush of euphony voluminously wells, how it swells. How it dwells on the future, how it tells of the rapture that impels, and the swinging and the ringing of the bells, 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 and the rhyming and the chiming of the bells. 3. Hear the loud alarum bells, brazen bells. What a tale of terror now, the turbulence tells. In the startled ear of night, how they scream out with affright. Too much horrified to speak, they can only shriek, shriek, out of tune in a clamorous appealing mercy of the fire, in a mad expulsation of the deaf and frantic fire, leaping higher, 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 with a desperate desire, and a resolute endeavor, now to sit, or never. By the side of the pale-faced moon of the bells, 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 what a tale their terror foretells. Of despair, how they clang and clash and roar, and the horror they outpour in the bosom of the palpitating air. Yet the ear it fully knows by the twanging and the clanging, then the danger ebbs and flows. Yes, the ear distinctly tells in the jingling and the wrangling, how the danger sinks and swells by the sinking and the swelling and the anger of the bells. Of the bells, 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 bells. In the clamor and the clangor of the bells. 4. Hear the tolling of the bells, iron bells. What a word of solemn thought their monody compels. In the silence of the night, how we shiver with affright, at the melancholy menace of the tone. For every sound that floats, for the rust within their throats is a groan. And the people, the people, they that dwell up in the steeple all alone, and who tolling, 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 in that muffled monotone, feel a glory in so rolling on the human heart of stone. They're neither man nor woman. They're neither brute nor human. They're ghouls. And their king it is who tolls. And he rolls, rolls, rolls of pain from the bells. And his merry bosom swells with the pain of the bells. And he dances and he yells, keeping time, time, time in a sort of runic rhyme to the pain of the bells, keeping time, time, time in a sort of runic rhyme to the throbbing of the bells, keeping time, time, time to the sobbing of the bells, keeping time, time as he nails, nails in a runic rhyme to the rolling of the bells, bells, to the tolling of the bells, 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 to the moaning and the groaning of the bells. Mrs. Smith, I hope I did you justice. You kind of made me love the written word. So thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and end this with my very favorite poem by Edgar Allan Poe of all time. It was many a year ago in a kingdom by the sea that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. She was a child and I was a child in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than love. I am Annabel Lee. With a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out in the cloud by night, chilling my Annabel Lee. So that her highborn kinsman came and bore her away from me, and shut her up in a sepulchre in his kingdom by the sea. The angels not half so happy in heaven went envying her for me. Yes, that was the reason, all men know, this kingdom by the sea. That the wind came out of the cloud chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we. Of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever the soul of my soul from the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And the stars never rise but to see the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all by nighttide I lay down by the side of my darling, and life and my bride. And in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the side of the sea. Thank you for coming out for poetry. Lauren, thank you for sharing with me and doing this collaboration. Please check out Lauren's Corner. It's in the description down below, along with her Midweek Music Ear Candy huge playlist. And I hope that we've both introduced you to some great stuff. I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween, a blessed Samhain, if that's your thing. A fun night of handing out candy to kids, if that's all it means for you. But regardless, I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed me reading poetry and Lauren curating music. I hope you enjoyed Lauren's cat ears. did my best with my Crown of Autumn leaves. But regardless, please be excellent to one another. Check it all out in the description down below. POUR, my friends. And party on.